to Cav Country. I'm Army Private Ashley Torres, and today we're going to catch some ringside holiday cheer as well as see what soldiers are digging up around Baghdad. But first, soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division assaulted Karguli village by land, sea, and air. Army Private John Kano takes us along for the ride as he tells their story.
Thinking outside the box, soldiers of the 4th Battalion, 31st Infantry Regiment, 2nd Brigade Combat Team moved into the terrorist stronghold of Karguli village, not just by convoy and air assault, but also by boats in the Euphrates River. Due to the noise of helicopters and trucks, terrorists are more likely to be alerted to an upcoming insertion. But with the boats being so quiet, soldiers were able to cut off any escape routes on the Euphrates. The operation was a joint coalition force and Iraqi Army mission. For some of the soldiers, working with the Iraqi Army on this scale was a new experience.
We've had Iraqis out at different battle positions, and we've kind of worked like one or two of them at a time. This is the first chance we get to work with a lot of them at the same time, and I was actually surprised. I didn't know how well they were going to work, you know, how well they actually were trained and everything, but I was surprised at how well they moved and how much I didn't have to worry about them.
An operation of this magnitude takes a lot of planning and coordination to carry out. But that planning is why everything goes so well when it's put into action.
Overall, I thought it was a pretty good mission. I mean, from what I understood, this area hasn't been touched in a while, so it's something that needed to be done, and it went smooth and everyone knew exactly where to go and how to do it.
The polar bears plan on keeping an ongoing presence in the village in an attempt to turn Karguli village into a prosperous community like Rushdie Mullah and Al Tarak. Reporting for the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division, from Karguli Village, Iraq, I'm Army Private John Kano.
Metal detectors can help you find many buried treasures, from chump change to the most expensive goods. I went out with the 2nd Brigade soldiers who were armed with a metal detector and a shovel, and they were out to find some cash.
With an Apache watching from the sky, 2-5 scouts from 1st Cavalry Division begin their cordon search.
Seeing a cordon around this area, looking for possible caches.
Flores and his team combed the desert where they came across a possible find.
Yeah, right now they just found some circular metal object. Could be an old manhole, or it could be something to blow up. I mean, I don't know what to really say right
now. To these guys, the work pays off.
I just like the job and everything we do anyway, so this just happens to be one of the more tedious things where we're actually going out and looking for something that you just might not even possibly find. Payoff obviously is when you do find it, you actually help out a lot, because if you find a cache that's got a lot of rounds in it, you're just taking that away from the insurgents so they don't have that to use against us.
They may not have found anything today, but soldiers can rest assured this route is free and clear, thanks to the 2-5 scouts.
Think about this. What do you do when you need your basic medicines? Well, you probably just jump in your car and drive down to the local pharmacy. But that's not easy for Iraqis. Specialist Scott Patillo takes us to a joint medical operations center here in Baghdad, and here's what he found.
For the average Iraqi, adequate health care is hard to come by. To help the Iraqi people, U.S. and Iraqi troops go into small communities and periodically set up temporary clinics. In the past, U.S. forces have taken the lead, but with this mission, that changed.
The Iraqi Army major actually came to me with a plan and organized his people, gave them each specific jobs on site, and ensured that his guys were the ones interacting with the people that we were helping, which hasn't happened before. So I was pretty impressed with it today.
Many people wouldn't receive the help that they need if coalition forces didn't provide these medical and dental services.
People live here. It's so difficult to go to the center of Baghdad, and there's also a shortage in the medication on the other support.
We need one in the morning and one in the evening.
Aside from physically helping people, medical missions help to build bridges of trust between the Iraqi people and their new military. Specialist Scott Patillo, 7th MPAC, Baghdad, Iraq.
After the break, we'll take a look at how WWE wrestlers help soldiers bring in the holidays. That's in the Baghdad Update. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Baghdad Update. I'm Specialist Scott Patillo. Local leaders from around Baghdad met in the Tuwaitha village area and reached an initial agreement to work to end sectarian violence in their neighborhoods. The leaders included members of the Gesser Diyala Nahiya Council, Iraqi security force officials, and local Shia and Sunni leaders. The meeting was a starting point for a future peace accord for the entire region. Emotions ran high at the meeting, but it ended with Shia and Sunni sheikhs shaking hands and planning another meeting to sign a formal peace agreement at a later date. First Cav medic Craig Wayman recently got off a helicopter at Camp Liberty, Iraq, expecting to attend a day of medical training. Instead, he got a day with his mom, Chief Warrant Officer Wendy Wayman. After arriving, the two traveled to a nearby palace where the mother and son got the chance to promote each other. Wendy Wayman was promoted to Chief Warrant Officer 4, and Craig Wayman was promoted to Specialist. The promotion ceremony was the first time in 2 years that the two had seen each other. Many soldiers call the people they work with while they're deployed to Iraq their family. But for many of the soldiers from the 130th Engineer Battalion out of Puerto Rico, it's literally true. Brothers, sisters, parents, and cousins make up the 130th Engineers. The engineers are on the roads of Baghdad day and night with the task of clearing improvised explosive devices from the main supply routes. The engineers have a dangerous task, but they say their close cultural and physical ties are helping them succeed on their day-to-day mission. That's the Baghdad Update. Back to you, Private Torres.
Thanks, Specialist Patillo. Christmas is a special time of year when family members get together to enjoy nice, warm, holiday meals. But I just want to know one thing. Can you smell what Specialist Charlie Mabe's cooking? Can you? Well, I don't know if you can. Why don't you take a look at this?
It's wrestling time! The WWE superstars slammed into Camp Country, Iraq, delivering a no-holds-barred entertainment assault for troops deployed to the War on Terror.
It rocks! Yeah!
Vince McMahon and company pulled out all the stops as they filmed the annual Raw Holiday Special, serving up a headlock of holiday cheer and even a visit from the jolly old elf himself. But in true professional wrestling style, watch out, Santa Claus!
Of course, I can't tell you what's going to happen. That would ruin the plot of the show that airs Christmas Eve back in the States.
So let's get back to wrestling!
Yes!
This is great. It's real good morale up for the soldiers here. And we're looking up to the
There was even a time after the event to hand out presents to the troops, proving once and for all that Christmas and kicking butt can come hand in hand, even if only in professional wrestling. I'm Specialist Charlie Mabe, 1st Cavalry Division.
Well, that's it for Cav Country this week. Like what you saw? You want to see more? Then check out www.cavcountry.net for the latest and greatest on the first team while we're deployed. You can click on the Daily Charge icon for, you got it, daily updates from the front, as well as watch the latest Cav Country by clicking on the Cav Country icon. Next week, we're going to take you outside the wire with 212. I'm Army Private Ashley Torres. Goodbye, good luck, and Godspeed.